Welcome to part 3 of my Detroit Become Human playthrough, and this time we are going to Markus. So you've now seen all 3 of the android characters. Now Markus is the assistant to a famous artist who has become paralysed, and his early scenes is very much about going out to get paints and cleaning up the studio and interacting with his owner. And you discover in that scene that the owner has a strange son called Leo, if I remember correctly, and they have a real father-son bond, Markus and his owner, and it's a really nice touching set of scenes where you can see that androids and humans can have a very good relationship rather than just being, a machine that's owned. And he's definitely trying to make Markus realize he's more than just a computer. He's got something more about him. And of course, that's a really good setup for this scene where you've come back from an art exhibit dinner, I think it is. And obviously, as a cantankerous old man, he didn't enjoy it, but he's suddenly noticed that there's a problem at his house. Now, what's a little bit weird is we call the police, yeah, that's great, but then you go and check it out. That's a little bit weird. So there you go. The owner's name is Carl. Now Carl and Markus have a really, really strong relationship, and you're going to see that play out now. Unfortunately, this scene is going to see Markus have a slight problem and launch him onto a new career as no longer a domestic android, but as a sort of freedom fighter. And as you can see, Leo has decided to come home, and he's rummaging around in his father's gallery, and basically he's sort of a drug addict, and he's looking for ways of raising cash to feed his addiction by the sounds of it. And Carl sort of, whilst he loves his son, he has a very difficult relationship with him, and of course he's ordered Markus to make Leo leave. Now, one of the problems you do have, of course, is that following the kind of Asimov's laws of robotics, androids aren't meant to be able to harm humans. So although you've been asked to make him leave, you can't really. And Leo's got a real problem with Markus because he's sort of jealous of Markus because Carl spends a load of time on Markus and treats Markus like his son. In fact, he's the son he wishes Leo was. But of course, Carl's now made things complex. He's told us not to defend ourselves. And Leo, of course, is trying to push us. And you can see the little thought bubbles. This isn't fair. I'm not allowed to do this. And of course, this is pushing Markus towards deviancy. And he's realised he doesn't have to obey. So you can now choose to break your programming, which is what I'm doing here, and turn deviant. And of course the problem then becomes, what are you actually going to do having decided for yourself what to do? Are you going to continue to obey Carl's instructions, or are you going to override Carl and push back on Leo? So here you go, I've broken my programming. Notice I haven't gone red yet, so I'm not deviant yet, but I'm sort of there. Now Carl is not well, so I can either push Leo or endure, so I go with endure. I decide just to put up with Leo. Unfortunately, this upsets Carl, and I think he's meant to have a heart attack or something here, but yeah, this is a bit of a disaster. So Markus is very distraught, rushes over to try and support Carl.
Don't leave, okay? Please don't go. Don't leave.
Remember, Markus, don't let anybody tell you who you are.
No. Dad.
Now, that's very interesting. Markus there just called Carl Dad. That's the relationship they've got. Now, of course, Leo decides to blame Markus. And of course, we've summoned the police. So they come in, they see an android leaning over someone. Leo dibs us with the blame, and of course, the police unquestionably shoot us. And that's it for Markus, surely. Well, he will be back. So there you go, that was Markus, and as you can see I have 2 versions of that scene played out.